Hi, I'm Kay. I'm the lifestyle coach with Avenu Fitness. And today, Blake is joining me. And so we get to sit down and have a few minutes together. Blake, I really appreciate you being willing to sit down and have a conversation. And there's just a couple questions that I think would be helpful in discussing today and just relating with, as we've both been kind of journeying through. Blake and I work together often, and so it's really great. He is actually the manager, and I just value getting to work with him. So it's awesome. So thanks, Blake, for joining today. It means so much.
Thank you, Kay.
Absolutely. So what I want us to do is today we're just going to talk through a couple questions that were kind of on my mind and thinking mentally and emotionally, how are you processing a couple things? And the first one that I wanted to ask you, and I have them written down here if you're wondering why I'm looking down, is are you thriving, surviving, or kind of a combination of both? Where do you find yourself mentally and emotionally?
Currently, I feel like I'm a little bit more on the thriving side, but that's not to say that there was no surviving, especially at the start.
Yeah.
Whenever the pandemic hit, like it was a total shock to the system, to be honest with you. It took me a little bit, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. I feel like that was just like, I felt like I was just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Just getting clients into the virtual side of things that we started. And then just with myself personally, but it's now I feel like we've gotten past it. We kind of now know what to expect. I've
Yeah.
kind of found some things to do, outside of work. And so now I feel like I'm a little bit more on the thriving side of things, but I would say definitely a mixture of both for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. And I think it was the initial shock for all of us, right? Going, oh my gosh, we've been doing life one way, and everybody was kind of feeling that. And then you're completely doing it the other way. What were some things, I know you talked to Brent physically about some things that you did to kind of shift, go on walks and things like that. But how did you, it's a big jump going from I do life this way to this way. How did you mentally and emotionally kind of cross that? What were things that you did?
I keep going back to I just had to redefine, redefine a routine. There was that change it was just a flip to a 180 turn. And it was like, okay, what do we do now? Do I have the extra time? Do I have this extra time that I feel like I'm not doing much right now? I'm not seeing clients right now.
Right.
And then I would get to the house and be like, okay, I'm here alone. I'm by myself. Like, what am I going to do? Am I just going to sit on the couch all day, or am I going to be able to find things to do to take place of me, like watching Netflix all day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want you to know, you being sharing that is so helpful, because we've all have those things. It's like, I had to make a shift. I was headed had a routine one way, had to make the shift. And it was more than just I ate right. It was mentally and emotionally and physically, I had to transition myself. And so that makes complete sense. Well, I'm going to kind of switch gears with you a little bit, but kind of take that piece that you shared at the end about the lonely part, or what are you going to do? And what is something that you're not going to come back to, that you realized about yourself? Because we all had this kind of exposure moment, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I have these tendencies. It's not going to work in this new pandemic time. It's not. And so what is something that you're like, I'm not going to do that anymore when I'm in the pandemic, and then when I'm coming out of it?
I think, number one is I just can't wait to get back with people, whether it be my friends, my clients, our whole team, our Avenu team. I cannot wait until we are just back. And I think I'll cherish those moments a lot more. Understanding of all the solitude that we've all experienced these past, 60 or so days. I don't want to get back to just being lonely, because it's a sign of loneliness, right? I don't like that feeling. I've realized now, I need more personal connection than ever, especially right now. I cannot wait to get back to that. And then, making sure that I schedule time with friends. That is going to be one thing I would like to do even more, is to have things scheduled into the calendar. No excuses of me canceling late. Is like none of that. Is like, no, like I'm understanding now. Like I need more that helps kind of rejuvenate and recharge me for the next day and the next week. So
No, that's wonderful. You said that really, really great. I think for me to relate with you, I think one of the things has been just the physical interaction. Like I didn't realize how much I enjoy just tapping someone on the shoulder or giving
yeah,
someone a fist bump or like a hug, if we have that relationship, that physical aspect of things where it's like, man, I didn't realize that was such a part of me, and I'm not going to go back to, being a person that doesn't express myself well. Like I want to express myself well. So
right.
thanks for sharing that. And
Of
then I
course.
want to ask you just one other question is, what is something you started that you won't stop? You're like, man, I started this and I'm not going to stop this.
I think it's scheduling that time for me to continue to get outside and play.
Yeah.
That's one thing since the pandemic has been happening. I've done it on a daily basis, and rather go, be for a walk, go to the park, um, and just be outside. I think that is something
Yeah.
that I will definitely, if there was one thing that was super positive during this whole time, was the understanding of like, man, getting outside, just touching the grass, getting your feet on the grass, like it just feels good. And I think we all need it. And I know I'm needing it and I'm seeing that. So I will not get rid of that for sure.
Yeah. I think it's when we go through trauma, which this has kind of been a traumatic situation. I know in my times that I've been through trauma, I hear the birds more than I've ever heard. I
Yes,
smell things
I
that I've
agree.
never smelt. You know what I mean? And so for me, there's something about the way we've been made that our senses help us make it through hard times. Would you say like,
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. Like I'm noticing it's like I'm walking and I'll see like a bird, and I'll be like, I'll just actually watch the bird or I'll watch the squirrel. The other day I saw a squirrel and a bird fight like on the top of a tree fence. And I'm like, dude, there's like back when we were at normal times, I feel like I
right.
probably wouldn't have stopped to even think twice about this squirrel and this bird like heading it off, and I'm just like I'm enjoying that and I'm seeing like the importance and the beauty in these smaller little things that are just out in the world that we tend to just on the everyday, we're just like this,
Yeah.
instead of like broadening. So that's the outdoor time for me, is just to get out and clear your mind, recharge a little bit and have some fun.
No, that's so well said. Thanks, Blake. Like, I think you've said it so well today, and you've helped. I mean, I know me, I've loved being able to talk to you, just the richness, that you're bringing and what you processed today. And so I really believe for those of you that are watching that this is going to be something that we can take into when we head forward. So that's the goal. That's the goal of the lifestyle session, is just to be able to have a conversation, care for one another in the conversation, articulate things. Because I think sometimes we don't get to articulate, like getting to
Yeah.
hear you process was amazing today. And so thanks again for just joining and being in on it. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Kay, because this is like, I feel like you're made for this stuff. Like you're such a good listener. And I know, our clients that currently use you, they love you. I mean, they're seeing you on a weekly basis, and it's just, I
Thank you.
mean, this is like your thing. So thank you so much. This is fun.
Thank you. Bye, Blake.
All right. See ya.